So, Anthony Clavane is one of the he's one of the writers in the New European, and he's been going around Yorkshire, having a look at some of these towns who voted high in the referendum. So you look at, and this time, last time he went to Grimsby, which we covered last time we did this, but this time he's gone to Skegness, or as you might know it colloquially if you live in the UK, Skeg Vegas. Now Skegness, for years has been the home to, well, one big thing. It has been the sort of the low, cheap family holiday destination for years, until about, the 1980s, where it suffered a massive dip. In fact, for years, it has been languishing in almost complete, nothingness. It's been on the verge of closure. However, a couple of years ago, it's been turned around, and this has only been in the last couple of years. In fact, let me read you a quote from this, because it's very, very telling. So, one of the big things in Skegness is that they have had a massive Polish immigrant population. In fact, one of the things it mentions in here is that a lot of what they call the second generation, their parents now want them to learn Polish, because how they still don't know what their status is. They are concerned about this, and they are worried to the point, even though their child has been born and lived and raised in this country, this is the only country they've ever known, that they might have to go back to Poland. So they now need to get their child to learn Polish, just in case this happens. And that is a massive shame, because you have this child, and all he has known is the UK for years. He was born here. You know, I say that family should have every right to stay here. So the other thing they mention here is that the agricultural, because again, Skegness is another big economy thing for it, is its agricultural sector. We've talked about how big a knock this is going to have before, particularly for workforces, and particularly for prices as well. In fact, it says here, long term, the agricultural industry in the UK will not survive. And this is coming from a farmer who is in the Skegness area. This is what he basically says. He says, I will probably not be in business by the end of 2021. And he voted, he did vote to remain. He quite clearly says, but he wonders basically how he's going to survive with these possible high tariffs that come in. And then we get to Butlins. Now this is a really, really, really good quote. I've got to try and find it here. I did have it, but my laptop, my pad closed. Yep, here we are. So it's pretty much the old traditional holiday, but revamped for the 21st century, explains my tour guide Diane Kay, a PA to the resort director. We take a look inside an apartment, not a chalet anymore, as we pass two Hungarian members of staff, both in their mid-20s, who have been here for over 2 years. It has given us a great experience, Heinrich said. I mostly clean. I finished my degree, and I want to go to a business school in Budapest. My career ended because my mother was sick, and I had to take care of her. I make some money, and I go back whenever I get the chance. His friend Robert added, it's great, we can work anywhere. There are English here, Hungarians and Polish, and I hope eventually to have a chance have a chance to have a career in marketing. Diane said, we used to get a lot of people, we're used to a lot of people from abroad. Maybe about 30% who work here are Eastern Europeans. We've got an assortment of Hungarian, Poles and all sorts. I don't mind people coming and working here in this country. If my children wanted to go and work abroad, well, it's the same thing. Sometimes we can be a bit selfish, saying why these people are here and why they are doing it. A report in the Sunday Mirror a few years ago revealed that Butlins often sent recruiters to Poland, Hungary and the Czech Republic because many unemployed locals were not up to scratch. This upset the Skegness UKIP branch. The Europeans are all very well educated people, Diane said, some of them who have been here for a few years now, and they are quite good, and they are in quite good jobs, like team leaders. Everybody's entitled to the same rights, like us, and it's a shame that some British people don't like them. Everyone has an opportunity here. The English, the Eastern Europeans, we're all in this together. Butlins, like the NHS, is a national treasure. And like the health service, its workforce and the Lincolnshire economy will take a big hit by 2020. If Britain has left the EU without a deal. Diane worries that a third of the resort's employees might be gone by then. For about 7 years we've had the Eastern Europeans coming here, she points out. I think it's one of the things that has contributed to turning things around here, because they are prepared to do the work that some of the Brits aren't. And although they are well educated, they don't care about getting their hands dirty. They just get on with the job. That's why they just get on with the job. Why we try to recruit locally, but who's prepared to do it? And this is going to affect massively, in fact, the total what it added. Yeah, so for visitors, in terms of local economy, it has added over 480 million just to that local economy alone, in terms of tourism. So imagine now you have this massive dearth of immigrant labour. And one of the things I've said before, particularly the hotel industry, the farm, the agricultural sectors, and are massively addicted to immigrant labour because they cannot get good staff here in the UK. This is not something that is a secret. If you ask anyone who works in the hotel industry, they will tell you this openly. So this will cause a big problem. And I know there are a lot of people going, oh, but there's opportunity for Brits there to take these jobs. There's opportunity for them to take these jobs now, but they're not doing it. Why? I don't know. That's an interesting question. It probably could have a myriad of different answers. Probably all of them correct in some different way, shape or form. But there you go. This is another town, just like Grimsby. Skegness, a town who voted about 70% to leave, will be massively affected by Brexit. And it will become for the worse for it.